What if winning actually meant being the biggest loser you could possibly be? Today, we're going to dive into this totally bizarre and hilarious battle from the world of Nickiverse, where the grand prize isn't glory, it's just pure, unfiltered disgrace. I mean, it sounds completely backward, right? But in a recent episode of the animated series Nickiverse, that's the whole point. The entire plot is built around this one idea, a competition where the real goal is to fail as spectacularly as possible. All right, so how in the world does a fight like this even get started? Well, let me tell you, it's not with some noble quest or a call to action. It starts with a simple, angry, and frankly very weird challenge. It all kicks off with this line. You've got this character, Toadster, who has just been pushed to his absolute limit by his housemate, Dewey, so he throws down the gauntlet. But this isn't about money or respect. No, the reason for this fight is where things get really good. And there it is. That's the brilliant twist. The stakes are completely flipped on their head. This isn't a fight for honor or glory. It's literally a fight to prove who is the bigger failure, who is the single greatest embarrassment in their entire town. Okay, so who are these two titans of failure? Let's meet our contenders, both of whom are desperately trying to claim the title of Nickyville's biggest disgrace. So in one corner, you've got Sheriff Toadster. His alleged crimes, a stupid hat, and a do-nothing attitude. And in the other corner, we have Dewey the Duff Man, who's getting called out for his lazy bullshit presence. The insults are so petty and personal, and they just perfectly set the tone for this whole thing.
But Dewey's response? It's just pure confidence. He's basically saying there's no contest here. He thinks Toadster is so obviously the bigger embarrassment that even fighting about it is kind of beneath him.
But, yeah, of course, the fight is on. The absurd terms are set, last disgrace standing wins, and the battle for ultimate failure kicks off right there in Toadster's backyard. Dewey doesn't waste a second. He jumps right in, matching Toadster's energy with his own special brand of insult. The line has been drawn in the sand, or, the backyard dirt. And Toadster fires right back with this little gem. See, this is a perfect example of how the Disgrace Throwdown isn't just about throwing punches. It's a war of words. Every insult is designed to prove the other guy is a complete and total train wreck. So, after a ton of chaotic insults and probably some really poorly thrown punches, the dust finally starts to settle. It's time to crown our champion of disgrace. So, the big question is, who actually did it? Who managed to win by losing? Who walked away with the title of biggest failure? And there you have it. In this moment of just pure, unapologetic pride in his own failure, Toadster crowns himself the winner. He's the official disgrace champion of Nickyville. He actually won by losing. But this right here, this is the real heart of the story. Dewey admits defeat, but with this amazing twist. He's like, yeah, you're a failure, but you know what? So am I. It's this weirdly touching moment of mutual respect that's built entirely on them both being screw-ups. This kind of strange, subversive storytelling doesn't just happen by accident. So let's pull the curtain back for a second and take a look at the creative team that actually brought this beautiful mess to life. Turns out, the episode is the work of a really small, dedicated team. I mean, these folks are handling everything from the super clever writing and all that great dialogue, all the way through the animation and putting it all together in the end. Okay, but this is where we get a major clue about the show's whole vibe. The voice actors for our two failures, Michael Kovac and Paul Hikari, both come from the world of indie horror games like Poppy Playtime and Garden of Bandon. Now, that is not a coincidence. That tells you so much about the show's audience. They're into indie creativity, and they get that darker, kind of subversive sense of humor. So at the end of the day, the Disgrace Throwdown kind of leaves us with this thought. In a world that is so obsessed with winning all the time, maybe there's something to be said for celebrating failure. Maybe the best rivalries aren't about proving you're the best, but about finding that one person who really understands and even respects your own flaws. And in a world like that, what does winning even mean anymore?